YouTube, we are checking out Grixis Control today, or rather tonight, if you can tell by my background there. But regardless, this hand looks decent enough. A little slow with the lands, but we're on the play. We have interaction, we have scry lands as well. So hopefully we can find some more lands. And there we go, we find our third land already. So we're off to a great start. Opponent on no companion, so not sure what they're on, but I know aggro has been running rampant nowadays. It's kind of what prompted me to try out something a little more control-y. And it looks like my opponent is either on some kind of adventures list. I'll have to see if it's Naya Adventures or if it's Gruul or just mono green even. Who knows? Who knows what my opponent's up to, but I think this hand is probably going to do fairly well against a creature-based deck. I'll have to determine what the best play is next turn. I might just leave up all my mana. We could bounce whatever they play, we could stomp something. We could run out Valky now, but it's kind of risky if they are actually some kind of red adventure deck. Don't want to get my Valky stomped. Okay, opponent runs out another Heart's Desire, and they have a Fable Passage, so probably not mono red. Could be aggro. And by aggro I mean Gruul aggro. Now, which pathway do I want to play? I think what I'm going to do is play the Riverglide pathway as a red source and pass the turn. If they play out their Lovestruck Beast, they'll kill it with Heartless Act, and on the following turn probably play Valky, just to see what they have in their hand. Actually get another forest. Interesting. So I think they probably are Gruul. If they weren't Gruul, then like if they were Naya or something, they probably definitely need to get another land to make their turn work. But they're gonna hit me for 2 here. They're gonna go to 17 and stop that. But we're playing the long game. This is a control deck, of course. So there's the Lovestruck Beast, and we will probably destroy it. Our Heartless Act. It is gone. Another Brazen Borrower. So I'm going to play the pathway as black source, we have 2 of each color, potentially. Now, the one thing I don't like is that I don't have an answer for any subsequent Lovestruck Beasts. I can't actually destroy them with a stomp. I can bounce them, but then they get another token. I think I am going to run out Valky here. The alternative would probably be to hold up Shark Typhoon. Find a Scooze. I mean, you see that they have an Embercleave in hand as well. That's interesting. This deck doesn't have any access to green mana. It doesn't run any Zygotrions, so can't really use any of the effects on Valky. Rather on the Scavenging Muse, but so be it. I can pump it though, actually, to make it a 2/2. Jump one of these tokens. Let's see if they attack. Okay, they don't. I know that they don't have anything else in their hand. I guess they had this one mystery card. Now what I could do is raise and borrow the token. Or I could stomp with the giant. I guess I'll just Brazen Borrow. Leave the stomp for something that I might not want to bounce to their hand, like a Brushfire Elemental or something. Okay, but we go to my turn. We find land number 5. We cannot. It's unfortunate. So I guess we'll just pass the turn. The good thing here too is that if I can just deal with that other 1/1, their Lovestruck can't attack. And so I don't have to worry about Embercleave and wrecking me. But, you know, of course they could drop down something scary like a Questing Beast or something. And they have 2 non-mystery cards. We do know that they have an Embercleave. They go to attacks. This time I think we're going to stomp the 1/1. Okay. So now their Lovestruck can't attack. a second main. See what they do with these cards that they've acquired. And they play a forest. Ember's Shieldbreaker, sure. As well. Pay the 2 now. Alright, now we have a Skoos. We found our 5th land. That's nice. Island. Yeah, we're getting closer to playing this little Valky. And, I mean, I think here we just pass the turn. What a control deck does best, right? Just hold up their mana. Stew on it. Your opponent rage. Countering other stuff. Playing at instant speed. So, my opponent can get down Embercleave if they attack with their Shieldbreaker. Good trade, but they get back Skoos, and I don't want to give them that. We'll just say no blocks for now. Probably end up cycling Shark Typhoon. Yep, so I can hit you for a fair amount. 6 to be precise. With my turn, we will cycle the Shark Typhoon, make a 2/2 Shark. Island. Okay, so we can guarantee we play Valky next turn. That's nice. And we'll play an island. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to play out... I guess first off, we will go to combat, attack for 2 in the air. We're going to Bone Crusher Giants, and I guess depending on how much mana they tap out, we could either bounce the Shieldbreaker or bounce Embercleave. That's what they do here. They play Brushfire. I think they have a land to pump it up. Actually, they don't have... I missed that. Okay. So we can block the Shieldbreaker, bounce Embercleave. Kill the Shieldbreaker, go to 6. We can use Valky to get rid of Brushfire too, if need be. And some cool art though on the Shieldbreaker for sure. We're playing Valky, undoubtedly. Now it's a question of what we actually get rid of with his minus. If they have a 1/1, in addition to their elemental, then they can equip swing for 12. We have a 7 toughness on board, so would block everything and would be at 1. Lose my board and then get a Skoos back. They've already used 1 Love Strike Beast, so they only have 2 more. They could have 4 of the Innkeepers, and they could also have 4 Brushfires. Well, play it, I guess. The alternative play here would be to exile Lovestruck. Next turn, they can, if they play a land, swim with Brushfire. That's going to be 8 damage coming at me, and I can block only 3 of it. I gotta pick. I'm just holding back here, because like I said before, even if they get 1/1, we can still live if we hold back all my creatures. Okay, but they don't have a 1/1, and that's backbreaking enough, I guess. So played conservatively, got rewarded. Now this is, of course, a match where we're going to be on the defensive most of the time. Got to think about how we're going to play that. The Shark Typhoons, I think, in this matchup aren't going to be that great. You're going to be making sharks that, you know, fairly overcosted for the map you're paying because they have flying, right? And a lot of the stuff that my opponent's doing doesn't care about flying. So we're probably going to want to bring in Shadow's Verdict, 2 of those for sure. Wipes most of their board. We could also think of Crippling Fear. It's going to hit everything but their bigger stuff, their Lovestruck Beasts, their Questing Beasts. So it's going to hit the Giants and all their other adventure stuff. So it could be good as well, I guess. Airbus's Intervention could be good as well, just because it gains me life, helps stall, and also kills a creature of theirs. And I still like the negates too. Maybe I shouldn't be liking them as much being on the defensive. I'm just afraid of how I'm going to deal with a resolve Great Henge. But, I mean, I guess if I just live long enough, I can exile the Great Henge with Valky. Or I guess Tybalt, really. Big Planeswalker. One that just kind of win the game right there. So now we're going to be, of course, going on the draw. So let's see what we got here. Tomes, removal, board wipe. Yeah, I'm in. I'm game. Let's do it. Let's rock this Gruul aggro player. Opponent starts off with the forest. They go Harsh Desire. They get that 1/1. We have a Valky we can get on T2 if we want. I think we do need lands though. We have a decent number of board wipey type stuff removal already. We just need lands with which to efficiently deploy all that removal. Okay, we'll go to another Illuminate, or rather, Temple of Epiphany, so we can set up at a future Illuminate, presumably. Send Brazen Borrower to the bottom. Again, we have plenty of interaction. Now I just need mana. Opponent is cracking their Fable Passage. Now, when it comes back to my turn, if they just throw down Lovestruck Beast, I'm definitely going to kill it with Illuminate. I'm not going to give it a chance, or my opponent rather, a chance to deploy Great Henge. They will hit me for 1. Go to 18. Let's see. Opponent does run out that Lovestruck Beast. Okay. We don't have an answer for any future henges, so that's nice. I'd really love to see that 4th land. When it hits me for 1, meaning probably no Brushfire Elementals. Scavenging Ooze. Okay. See if they eat now or if they wait. Okay, so they wait, it seems like, and that's good for me. We'll play Pathway. We'll play a Tome. And we can stomp in response to them scoozing. Looks like they're going for it. They're thinking about it anyway. Okay, they go for it, and we say, sorry, pal. And losing their scoos to a stomp. They gain the life, though. Trigger still goes in the stack, still gets applied. And now we are gradually getting into a much more beneficial board state. Okay. Okay, there's the questing beast. That's one of the things I was a little bit worried about. Shadow's Verdict will not hit it. We'll send Bone Crusher to the bottom. Okay, there we go. Nice land for us. So my opponent next turn could easily have Ember Cleave up. So what we could do is play the pathway. And play Valky. Take something from my opponent's hand. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. So they do have a stomp that they could use. Initially I was going to take the gold span, but we can't actually do anything. I guess we could. We could take the gold span, and if they stomp, we can saw it coming. And on my turn we can pay 5 attack, get a token. Yeah, I think we're going to take the dragon just because I'm going to have the most trouble dealing with it. Because it's not going to get hit by Shadow's Verdict. And because I don't know much it's going to block flyers at the moment. We do have Brazen Borrowers, but not on me in the moment. None in my hand. Did opponent draw an Embercleave? Or thinking of stomping Valky or something? Well, regardless of what's happening, I'm taking 7, or going to 7 rather. Taking 5. And it is going to stomp, and we are going to counter that spell by Giant. Okay, so they drew a land. Their last card. They just run out a Love Struck Beast. And we'll do the scrying here. Another land. So the last card is a Questing Beast. I think we don't want another land. Well, we're getting one. We are getting one, ladies and gentlemen. Would have been nicer if we had an untapped land, if we had to get a land at all, because we could have paid for Valky and then got a Bone Crusher out using the treasure. So I guess first though we will run out of Temple of Deceit. If there's anything worth grabbing on top. Brazen Borrower could be worth grabbing for sure. Yeah. Okay, so now we throw down a Bone Crusher. Jump over there? Or we jump here? Or trade, I guess? Going to 1? Yeah, it's risky, but we'll try it. See what else my opponent is accrued over there. Is it a stomp? Oh, it's a stomp on me. Yeah, well, I can't do anything about that, so... I think we just have to be on the play. That should be enough for us. Play first. Looks decent enough. We have some removal, we have some card draw, a bit of scrying as well, so looking at nice. We'll start off with the Temple of Epiphany. Fortune Dragonfire, more removal. Sure. Let's get to that late game. And then starts with the mountain. In the interest of to keep my options open. I'm not running out that second temple now. Probably going to be they play something this turn on 2 mana. We can go it. Come down to Bone Crush that. You can run out islands, play giants. Good blocker, but also start getting some damage. So we'll see what my opponent follows up with. There, 3-drop. Heart's Desire, okay, and no other land. Nice, so they missed a land drop. We'll swing in for 4 here. I think here we're gonna front out the pathway as a red source and just pass the turn. Have negate up, we can just cast Behold the Multiverse. Opponent gets the 3rd land. Swing 1 at me. Yep. There's the life check. Okay, okay. Let's behold that multiverse. What do we see? Lands and lands. I think we'll bottom both of those. I already have land 5, maybe 6. Okay, so we get Valky. That's nice. Another Bone Crusher. Another Bone Crusher. I think we'll bottom that. I won't just hit my 6th and 7th land. That's what I want right now, just to get Valk in the board and just to start taking over this game. Now let's see what my opponent does. Let's see if they throw down any other creatures before they go to combat. If they don't, yeah, I'm just going to Petty Theft the 1/1. They could stomp the 1/1 in response to get rid of my Brazen Borrower, but seems pretty bad. Okay, 1/1 gone. They can't attack. Fatal Passage. They're on 4 mana now. Let's see what they deploy against us. Probably not Questing Beast. They would have done it beforehand. Colossus. Sure. The gate can't counter it. That's fine. So here I'm going to run out Shatter Skull as a land, tapped. Let's pass the turn. Next turn we got Valky going off. And we can't exile Colossus until it's a creature, so we'll have to just end this game more quickly than otherwise. But we do have a bit of a reprieve here, a little lifeline in Erebos' intervention. And I guess you could have argued I should have actually bolted in the Shatter Skull Smashing so I could have Erebos' intervention for 5, getting rid of their beast, but can you do? Can always play perfectly. Could also do it for 4 if they play something. Scarab 4. Garrick's Harbinger, sure. Scorcher Dragon Fire that. Gone. I feel like they have a Stomp. I'm probably going to kill my Brazen Borrower. But I'm going to run it out anyway. Yeah, okay, they had the Stomp. Not the end of the world. Heartless Act. See what our colors are looking like here. We just want blue. And play Tybalt. I think we just +2 here.
Make no mistake. I'm
like worst case would be that they hit another Love Struck and play like a Questing Beast. They get to attack with like 10 power. Most of which would probably be at Tybalt. But apart from that, Goldspan, that's a good one. Swing, yep. Tybalt. Okay.
Let me have my fun.
They have 3 mana up. They run out their Bone Crusher. I run out of Scoos, okay. I guess first off, we'll +2. Another Valky and a Brushfire. We're actually also perilously close to having Clothis be a creature, so I could kill it, theoretically. So we can Heartless Act the Dragon, Erebos' Intervention, the Scoos. And if we're going to do that, we're going to need play an untapped land. So we'll do that. Play out this Obstruct Beast. I also have a 1/1 in the form of this Brushfire Elemental. We don't have to worry about any kind of about it not being able to attack. No attacks. We'll end the turn. See if they do something with Scoos or not. And they do. So we will Erebos' Intervention. Killing the Scoos. And then we'll just Heartless Act their Dragon. I play a land. Ox of Goodness, okay. Nice. Go down. Again, they have to be careful of letting Clothis be a creature, otherwise the pressure is going to go away. If they were to play it like a Brushfire, it would be creature, and we would exile it with Tybalt. Also nice that we have another Tybalt in hand too, so even if they, or I guess really in exile, so if they are able to somehow kill this one, we're good to go. And that's probably a mistake for my opponent. Letting Clothis be a creature. I'll gladly take a Clothis on my side, thank you very much. You can find a Heartless Act. Nice. Disabled by Clothis. We'll say below Clothis. Temple of Deceit. Probably fine. Can play a Brushfire as blocker. Oh, look at that. It's enough to make Clothis a creature. Would you look at that? So I'm still playing a little defensively here. Opponent just drew a bunch of new cards, so I don't want to be Embercleave to death here when I'm, just about to, let's say, insurmountably gain a lead, and my opponent has had enough to take down Gruul aggro, getting into the top 1200. Alright, opponent goes first, but we have a nice hand. Fair bit of removals and bounce. Scrying through lands. What more could you want? Opponent's starting with a Fable Passage. See what they want. See what they're pulling from their deck. A Plains. Interesting. Shark Typhoon could be good here. It's not a land, but I can cycle it, worst case. And I'm still not really sure what my opponent's doing here. Okay, so they have a Branch Loft. It's like it's probably Naya Adventures. They have mana up though, and they had to stop, so they probably have a Shepherd of the Flock as well. I'm gonna run out the Blightstep pathway as black. And since I'm not feeling any pressure from this 1/1, and I feel like they're probably just gonna on their turn throw out a Lovestruck Beast, I'm just gonna Behold now. When it hits me for 1. Yep, Naya Adventures, alright. Play Lovestruck. We are going to... We want to play here. Always tough sequencing these pathway lands. I think I'm going to want the pathway to be blue, so I can play Brazen Bar and guarantee I play Goldspan at a later date. And I think here I'm actually going to Heartless Act. And the reason I wanted to Heartless Act is because if they're playing Short on the Scalds, which is a big reason to be Naya Adventures, counters are going to be popping up on most of their things. The one thing that could be a drawback of doing that right now, right, is that some of these lists are playing Goldspan dragons, and that was one of my ways to deal with the dragon. Whereas Eliminate, it's going to be more depth of dealing with their little weenie creatures, their aggro creatures. There's a Bone Crusher. Okay. They run out of Bone Crusher. They didn't want to stomp me. I wonder if they're trying to set up aggro. Just trying to pressure me. Makes sense, I guess. And like I said, although we could just try another Red Source and Shatter Skull Smashing. I think though we're gonna run out the pathway as red. Already have another blue source. Game will pass the turn, and I think they still have Shepherd of the Flock up, right? So I don't think I can play around it all that much. It's gonna eat a kill spell. It's gonna cost them 2 life to bounce their Bone Crusher. And here, doing it before they actually go to attacks to stop Embercleave from coming down. Interesting. It was actually the Shelter, although they had a mana on a stop on 1 mana as well. So I think they have Shepherd of the Flock and this. So we'll take 5 here. I don't think it's worth bouncing Brazen. I think I'd rather just draw 2 cards. Go to 11. One of this 2 mana up. They had another Shelter. Pick 1 land, but not the other. It's not coming as interesting. So you could just run out Bone Crusher. Or they could have a Giant Killer in their hand. The alternative play I'm thinking about doing is bolting in Shatter Skull Smash and going to 8, swinging with Gold Span, getting a treasure, and we could bounce their Bone Crusher with Brazen if we want, or we could stomp their 1-1. I guess we draw a land next turn, we could Shatter Skull both their creatures. Their tap land. No thanks. Yeah, I'm just running up Bone Crusher here. The play of running out Gold Span just seems super high risk. They're gonna let damage. I mean, I think I know what one of their cards is. Air, Shepherd of the Flock. Okay, well, I had a Giant Killer as well. We're gonna be going to 6. Okay, yeah, there they go. They have a Rimrock Knight or something? What is it? Double strike? Double power? 22? It's not good. That is not good at all. Unleash Fury. Oh, that's a card, I guess. I think we just have to kill their giant. I think I just need to make a shark to do that. Shark's only going to be 3/3. That's as big as it needs to be. Yep. So I guess we'll just pass the turn. Cycle a shark. Go to 1. But I still think that they have that Shepherd of the Flock. Although I guess if they have it, I'm just dead anyway. Because they can bounce their giant and stomp me. Yeah, so they had it. They had it. I could have cycled for 1. Well, I guess I would have, through that I would have had to have played this land. Yeah, it would have been the play, I guess, but that was still looking pretty grim. Dead to a shock or dead to another Shepherd of the Flock. You can put another Urbos's Intervention. I think that's going to be handy. Dragonfire, I guess, as well. Got a couple of Shark Typhoons. Yeah, I mean, if they go off on their showdown, Shadow's Verdict could be good. Just take care of the creatures whether or not they have counters on them. Yeah, let's see if we can't take down Neos here. First, 5 land hand. Try it. Give it a whirl here. Temple of Deceit. Saw it coming, okay. Something to do, I guess. Opponent starts with the Sandy Cliffs. We'll run out Riverblade Pathways, a red source. Tell saw it coming, past the turn. Okay, 2 red sources for my opponent. blue source. And it gets white mana. It doesn't do anything. That's fine by me. And they have a stop, so they probably have a stomp. Whatever the case may be, they don't use it. They crack their Fatal Passage, probably to get green now. Now they get white. Interesting. Okay, so there's a couple things I could do here. I could run out Goldspan and have negate up for any kind of chop down that they would have. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Because if they target it, we get 2 mana, we can use it on negate. We can then, if we attack, we get mana up again. So yeah, we're going to negate that. Okay, so we swing in here. Swing in for 4. Got the mana generation going. Next turn, you get a Mind Tome, or a Maze Mind Tome. Start getting more card advantage. Maybe even a protection for Goldspan. And we're going to say, sorry Goldspan, you're not resolving today. Okay, we find a Heartless Act so we can protect ourselves against future Goldspan dragons. The combat, swing 4 at my opponent. And we go to 12, we run out the tome. We go past that turn. It's looking good for us now, I think. I'm going to showdown in those. They are going to get some action here, but we find another tome. I'm going to find a way to counter it, so it's going to resolve. They get 2 lands, Bone Crusher, 3 lands and a Bone Crusher. Okay. They already... No, they didn't play a land this turn, so they play a land. My turn. Raise B. Okay, go to combat. Swing 4 at my opponent. I get them to 8. Let's crack this now. No, Maze Mind. The reason I'm doing it now is because I can't guarantee I can protect a Goldspan, so you never know when you're going to be able to actually get the double treasure value out of that Goldspan mana. Let's see what my opponent does now. So they have these 3 exiled cards, probably one of them they're going to play. Yep, land per turn. And another Goldspan. Okay. So they have a lot of ways to bounce their stuff, but we'll try to kill it. Otherwise, they're gonna probably give their thing protection on my turn to kill my dragon or something. And I guess that was probably a bad play because they can give it a counter, but they do use the protection on it. They have 4 mana up. I bounce it, they can try to, I guess. I'm gonna have 6 mana they can use. Scary. But I can get them to 1 on the crackback. Cracking my token. Okay, so they stomp me. Or dragon, rather. Sure. Stomp the other one. Or they stomp it again. So what we'll do is draw some cards here. Tomes. Another dragon. Oh. No. Make bounce the Goldspan. And they shepherd it. Okay. Targos' intervention. Play up in island. Hold span it up. Swing. Guess we'll just do this now. I don't know if there's any point to doing it now or doing it later. For the last showdown, the Scald is gone. Hold span. Go. Now it's showdown. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to kill their dragon. The intervening time when they only have this one card in their hand before they get 4 new cards. So we're just gonna X equals 5 on the gold span. So unless their last card is a shepherd, we're gonna get rid of their dragon. Probably win the game. Okay. So they get their showdown cards, but then we're gonna have 2 mana to use. And I don't know that there's anything they can get with 2 mana that's gonna take care of a dragon. Okay, so we take game 2. So it could be worth putting in Disdainful Stroke. It's gonna hit their dragons, it's gonna hit their showdowns. Seems good enough to me. Maybe we can take out a dragon on the draw. We're gonna be on the draw this time. Might be tough. Might be tight, but let's see if we can't squeak out another win here. Okay, saw it coming. Valky. I'm down. I wonder if this is like a matchup I'm supposed to be running out Valky as opposed to waiting for Tybalt. Running out Valky could be enough of a tempo swing, taking their next play, and it could be worthwhile. But we also run the peril of running into a stomp, and of course losing our creature that way. But the possibility of actually doing that, I'm going to run out the Temple of Deceit. I think it's worth keeping. We haven't enough, I think, stalling plays right now. We need to find more answers in the future. When it runs out an Innkeeper, sure. We could run out Valky. Or we could bounce the Innkeeper. Make them lose a card. I'm gonna try to play a Valky and try to take something from their hand. They suck. Yeah, they might have a Shepherd too. We'll probably see it coming up here. 2 showdowns and a Shepherd. Okay. So they'll probably play out Love Struck. I guess they can't guarantee that they can do that this turn because they have Fabled. Okay, so no Love Struck this turn. If they attack here, they don't. Okay, fine by me. So opponent didn't have an untapped land last turn. Tough call, tough call. Bought another Behold. Just bounce their Innkeeper. So they drew another Shepherd or Protection spell. And Protection spell. Okay, they run out Lush Check Beast, get to draw a card. Yep. No land, it seems. Another Valky. Here I am gonna take a bit of a gamble by bolting that in so can have a Behold the Multiverse. Just runs out of Bone Crusher, sure. We'll try to find a Shadow's Verdict, I guess. When it swings 5 at me, we'll say no blocks. Take one land, but bottom the other. Atlas Act could be good. Scorpion Dragonfire is going to be nice as well. I think for now, we're not the tap land. Guess we take land. Want to be able to cast Valky as Tybalt. Try to kill Lovestruck Beast. It's dead. Then Scorching Dragonfire from Pressure. Okay, they could have a land now though, and could run out for Showdown. Then he's having a Lovestruck Beast. Okay. Get the next land, alright. Is annoying, given that. One turn off of casting Valky, but it casts Showdown of the Skulls next turn. We can't bounce and have Sot coming up. Yeah, I guess we'll foretell. There's a chance that that's something I care about. Play Goldspan. Counter it. I guess we bounce it. And play Valky. Dragon Killer could be good. Kill their Love Struck, and can then be a blocker. So we're just fortunate my opponent is short on mana, so they might not be able to capitalize on all that much here, all the stuff they're going to find in the showdown. Probably digging for a land here. They find 4, actually, if you count Zeal's Fury as a land, which it can be, isn't always. They play out their land. Probably swing with the 1/1. Swing with both. I think we're fine with that. They both go to 5. And Heart's Desires again, sure. My turn. Heartless Act is nice. We will plus 2. Unleash Fury. Another kill spell, it's nice. One inside is black. Now Maze Mind Tome to get some life back. So opponent does have like 4 cards, but they're going to be drawing 1 off of Innkeeper. I think we are okay with destroying their Innkeeper now. And we'll pass the turn. Okay, so they're going to be getting counters on their 1/1 tokens when they cast spells this turn. With a fair amount of mana. We have a Resolve Tybalt. Gotta count for something. And they go for 4 more cards. They have so many cards in their hand. Until it's gonna go to 4 like this. They stomped Tybalt. Then, well, I guess they do have Shepherd of the Flock, right? So they can bounce one of their Scalds. That's 1. And if they stomp, that would be enough to kill Tybalt. But I guess if they did that, we can Giant Killer in response. So I think we'll just let Tybalt take damage. Alright, Tybalt goes to 4. It's still reasonable. And they run out Bloodshot Beast. Sure. And Giant Killer it. Do some scrying. Getting plenty of cards. Bone Crusher's nice. We don't really need to be trying to get all the value out of the Maze Mind Tome that I can possibly get. And with that said, I think we're just going to plus Tybalt again. Shadow's Verdict. Phoenix of Ash, interesting. That'll be good against their horde of creatures that's going to be coming up soon. All these guys. So what we can do is attack with Valkyrie, I guess. Or we play Phoenix. We have to remember Unleash Fury too, because if we can get Phoenix to 10 power, then we can just kill them. But it seems a bit unlikely. Nevertheless, I guess I'll swing 2 at my opponent. Not a Phoenix Bash. Blocker. End the turn. They're gonna get 2 counters per tick up. Could be scary. Per spell rather. Try to kill the token. Take 2 power away from their board, make it chumpable. Or this guy chumpable. Try again. Try to kill their token. Already investing 4 toughness into buffing it. So they double the other one's power. If I have a kill spell for Phoenix, I'm just dead. And they just sack it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can't stop that. Maybe I should have Shadow's Verdicted. Oh well, tough.